Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Transport Planner Says. We're playing Cities Skylines, and in this episode I am going to talk about land use. Basically I'm going to try and fill in this map a little bit more, while at the same time talking about land use and how land use generally affects traffic. Okay, so let us see. I think I am going to fill in this area a little bit, and I'm going to start to fill in this area a little bit to see about getting these two together, and I might even fill in this a little. Okay, so I'll start by extending the current set of roads that we have, like this. I think a nice straight line through there would work well. There we go, so we've connected that one up there. And what we could also do is we can have a nice straight one running up here and connect onto there. Perfect. Now we'll have a bit of an interim connection somewhere. Thinking something like that even. Yeah, okay. So, talking about land use, so obviously you are all aware of the kind of basic land uses that we have: commercial and residential and industrial. That is a pretty large simplification of what does happen in real life. So what you would find is you would find a lot more specific land uses, or even how do I say, a lot of variance in terms of land use. Okay, so let me see about laying this out a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to start by filling in this side over here. So let's see, shall we run something like this? Yeah, I think if we have it at 90 degrees there, it does create a bit of an interesting environment over here. And maybe we should stop doing all the straight stuff just a little bit. We don't need, I'm much more inclined to do the straight stuff on our arterials. Ooh, the one thing we should just keep in mind is have a look. Yeah, we're outside of our right of way over there. Okay, so let's extend this a little bit more. I'm thinking, yeah, probably a connection onto here somewhere. Yeah, something like that should be fine. Then we'll see about giving enough space over there and then starting it out on this side. We'll run it up like that. Something like this. And we'll fix that off there. Yeah, that's going to be a decent, interesting bit of shape, but also fairly efficient. Okay. I don't want to get too crazy with these things. Okay, something like that. A connection through there. That's not gonna really work. Let's get the crazy back again. That's not gonna work either. Okay, let's trim that back a little bit. Yeah, this might be a little bit boring, so what I'll do is I might even fast forward through it a little. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to create a neighborhood type of environment so that it's not a constant kind of rat run through the neighborhood. So there's not a constant stream of traffic running through the neighborhood. So something like that should be kind of decent. You do that, and we connect this one through there. Yeah, that's pretty good. We can even do another like a little cul-de-sac over here. Somehow I think we should probably try and link this one like that. Yeah, that's not bad. We can even do another like so. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, back to the land uses. This is just a little bit more interesting in terms of what we're showing and seeing. I think I should probably connect a connection through to this side, at least somewhere. Maybe I'll run it like that. Yeah, something like that's fine. So it's not a straight connection, and it does get a little bit interesting. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to run that one through there and then link that one up over on that side. I think that's gonna be good. Okay, if it doesn't work, we'll take it out, and I don't think that's gonna work like that. So let me retry this one more time. That working? Not a big fan. I'm gonna do it once more, and then we'll get back to talking about land use. Okay, something like just like that. Yeah, that's better. That looks a little bit better. It does look funny, but it's not all gonna be straight stuff. Now I believe we'll probably need to connect this one through here somewhere. Yes, I'm liking it. And then what we'll do is we will see about how we can run a bit of a straight line here that then can tie in over there. That looks good. I'm liking it. I'm gonna also do one more on this side. Yeah, so here we need to be careful. I don't want to get too close to this side because there's probably going to be a larger intersection there at some point. Yeah, I think something like that's fine, and we may even add one more, like a bit of a cul-de-sac over here. Good stuff. So now let me add those two or three. Okay, so if I go to my assets, where are they? Roads, assets. Let me get those little, yep, these ones. These are the ones. A little bit difficult to place. What is over there causing the grief? There's something in there, right? In the template, there must be a tree or something. That's crazy. Huh? What is that? Must be something. That's fine. We're just gonna do it like that. That's fine. Then we'll link that up. Gonna do the same thing on this side. Just get that nice and straight like that. Perfecto. Okay, now let's grab our walkways. In the last episode, we talked about the importance of linking. Ooh, there's some changes happened here. So there's been an update. To be honest, I don't know what has happened in the update. So don't ask me, not yet. I'll have to have a look to see what's happened in the update. But for now, I'm not sure. I can immediately see under snapping there's now an all one, so I can actually switch them all on and off at once, which is great because we were doing that a fair bit. Okay, so let's link something through there as well. That's good. We've got some stuff happening. Okay, now back to land uses. So in terms of the standard residential, commercial and industrial. Generally, what you would find in typical kind of Western cities, like in the US or Australia or even the UK to a good extent, you would find that areas, well, especially the way this city is built, is very, very much similar to kind of the US standards. You would find that these land uses are generally separated. So somewhere, sometime, there was in the Industrial Revolution, there was some concerns about people's health, and what happened with that was, ooh, am I not, do I need to go underground here? Yes, there we go. So what happened was people were getting sick, and this was predominantly caused by living in industrial areas. So at that point in time, what then occurred is town planners decided it'll be a better idea if land uses are separated, so that an industrial area causing a lot of pollution is not also the same place where someone lives. And in doing so, they reduced the number of illnesses being caused by pollution and the like. So in later years after that, then there was kind of the discovery that, well, if people aren't actually living where they are working, they of course need to travel. So back in the Industrial Revolution, when people were living and working in the same kind of areas, the benefit of that was they could easily walk to work, which they of course did. That was kind of the standard way of getting from one place to another, was by walking. So what since then has transpired is we started having kind of areas that has single land uses or very complementary land uses only, similar land uses, let's not say complementary, similar land uses. So you would have like a little suburb over here, and that suburb might have a bit of a commercial area where there's a few shops, but generally employment wasn't located in that same area. And that turned out to be a problem because now everybody had to start driving there. That's of course, another thing that the Industrial Revolution gifted us with is the car. So now we need to kind of make use of what we've got to just make sure that we have the car covered. Okay, so now currently we're planning for the car. That's where my job comes from, is planning for the car, for the most part at least. Okay, I'm gonna link that one up there. That makes a lot of sense for us to link this one straight through there. So now Home Street goes straight around, and what I want to do is I am gonna create this area as a bit of almost a town center, if you will, right? If we pop these in through here, it becomes almost like a town center for the city. Well, for this little town area over here. So now, as you can see, from a land use perspective, we've got commercial, residential, but no industrial. So industrial is all the way out here. We don't have any water, so let me quickly have a look at that. So where's our water coming from? From a sewage. Not enough electricity, that's the issue. Let's pause that for a second and let's go back to our power. What's happening? Not enough water. Is that that's an interesting one. Let's have a quick look at this. So we're not getting enough water availability, we're not getting enough electricity availability. But let me just double check this one. This one should be able to output 120, so it's a water issue. So what I need to, yeah, this is crazy, really. Crazy how this happens. So definitely a water issue. This thing outputs like 88,000 a week. And if I go here, what are we saying? Our water availability, our water consumption is more. So that water pumping capacity, hang on, that's the sewage. Do we have water separate to this? For some reason I don't think we do. I think all of this is coming from the sewage facility. That facility over there is creating clean your water, save the nature, save the nature. Okay, maybe what we do is we include one pump over here. So let me build that. Let me build a pump out here. Okay, like so, and we'll link that up. And I also, that is actually connected. But what I'm going to do in the interim, just to run that, is I'm just going to pop this guy. I'm just going to pop this guy over here as a way of making sure that we actually do get some water into the network, which in turn should give us electricity into the network, right? Yes, there we go. That was an interesting one. Interesting little problem for us to solve over here. All of this should be solved now. Everything. So the power generation up here should be doing well. There we go. These guys are just not connected, but they will be connected through now. Okay, back to this. So as you can see, no industrial use over here. So none of these people, or very few of these people, actually work in this vicinity. So this is your standard kind of sprawling suburb, and that results in a lot of traffic. Okay, as you can see, we still have a large demand for residential. So what I'll do is actually talk about densities a little bit. So densities is something that closer to inner city environments and so on, a bit of a higher density is kind of good, seen as good practice. So what I'll do is I am going to link through, just going to grab the pathway just before I do all the rest of it. I'm going to link the pathway through there. Okay, so that's that, and now I'm going to run some high density residential all the way through here. So we will start seeing some more traffic and the like. Okay, but I'm also going to make this kind of a bit of a nicer environment over here. Okay. Do that. Okay, so run that one through there. Hang on, let's grab another little pathway through this side. No! Yes, pathway there. There we go. So we've got a little bit of a pathway over here happening. So that should be good. So you can see our first high density developments are popping in here. So this is close by to our little almost downtown little area for this town. I know this is not what I said where the downtown's going to be. Downtown's going to be over here. But every little kind of town area has a little bit of a town center, and that's kind of what this is now at the moment. Given that we don't have a massive city yet, this is our kind of interim town center over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep filling a lot of this up. Primarily with some low density. Oh, the other land use. Okay, so those were the basic land uses. Now, in general, you've got tons and tons of other land uses like parks and event venues and utilities and community facilities and on and on and on and on. So you also have the distinction, not just commercial, you have retail and food and beverage and so on, lots and others, and office and so well, while we do have office, this commercial is a fairly broad term. Okay, so what you also have is utilities and public facilities. So now what we need to bear in mind is that this new area that we've built here actually does require some other utility type services. So we'll put a crematorium in there. Crematorium is not that standard. That's more of a commercial use. It's not quite a utility use, but most certainly hospitals and clinics and the like. A doctor's office, is that the same? Yeah, I'll just pop a doctor's office somewhere over here, not around the corner there. Is that okay? Yeah, let's pop a doctor's office in there. We'll make sure to add a bit of a fire station over here. We want to spread it a little bit to make sure that everybody has got good coverage. We've got a police station all the way over there. So I'm wondering, am I going to do something on, am I going to do it over here somewhere? We can. So I'll pop in the police station over there. So all of those people should be fairly happy. Good stuff. So there's some other stuff that we also need. Schools, educational uses, so definitely an important part of any city. Okay, so what we've done here is we've actually got a bit of a high density area popping up. So I would think that we need to make sure that we've got some schooling in that area. How is our schooling looking like? That's like 1 school, 2 schools. So yeah, excellent that we've got a school in there. And I think we should also probably make a start with a bit of a high school right over here, or right over here. I'm going to pop in the high school right there. So now everything is going swimmingly. I'm also going to look at some other utilities. Garbage collection. Do we have garbage collection? We don't even have garbage collection all the way out over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm most certainly going to add garbage collection in the form of incineration right here. Okay, so there's definitely going to pop in an incineration plant over there, since we've already polluting this area, and we will do well. And as you can see, we're starting to see a fair bit of traffic flowing into this area now. The incineration is a good thing over there. I would also going to add a bit of a recycling center. Is that, yeah, that's the big one. I'm just going to add this small recycling center, kind of not too inside, almost like over here. Right, so it's like almost as you hit the main highway. So something like that should be a good spot. That's fine. I'm going to pop it in there. These guys are going to be a little bit pissed off by having this thing right there, but that's just, you just have to deal with it. It needs to be somewhere. Okay, so now we've got the start of our little town area, and you can see it's getting quite busy on this road, as this is the main thoroughfare to where people are actually working. Okay, we still got a pretty decent demand for commercial, so what I'll do is I will extend our town center a fair bit over here and over there a little bit, and even along this side here and around this area. Pop that one out there. So what I'll do is I can actually first do our little walkway. Yeah, you will notice that I am quite keen on doing the walkways to make sure that we maintain proper connectivity between areas and the like. So there's some more commercial use popping in here. So we've got some people turning off that way, going into this area and so on, which is interesting. They're not actually making this turn and running it this way, but we will get into the traffic patterns later. So yes, so now what we've done is we're kind of filling in this town area a little bit more. We're making use of the standard kind of living area land uses in the form of commercial and residential. We can probably add some offices to the mix at some point, but I think it's still a little bit early for that. And we've still only got a little bit of industrial out here and maybe a little bit of industrial over here. And we need some more, shall we say, one of these. We need another one of these. Oh, I think that is a beautiful spot for it. I'm going to pop it in there, just so that we're a little bit better spread. We've got one all the way out there, so all of that should be pretty well managed. Let's just have a quick look at how much we are actually offering. Landfill, nothing. We've got a lot of incineration available, so hopefully that should have everything covered. We should also see our Wow, lots of students. All the students is coming to this high school. I think this is our only high school, and this is our first area of a little bit extra density. So we're filling in this area quite nicely. I wouldn't mind filling it in a little bit more. So let me, in the meantime, keep running that way, so we get some more residential demand accommodated. Okay, I'm gonna put a cut in this episode. So this was a basic discussion on the land uses and where it came from and how it works. We'll have further discussions on the influences of land use on traffic and transport as we continue to fill in this city. As always, please leave some questions and comments down below, and I will see about addressing those in the next episode. So thanks guys, I'm ExactChaos, and this has been Transport Planner Says. Bye bye.